So guys, I just watched a YouTube video right now, and they were talking about um getting rid of a baby, right? Let's say you know what I mean, right? So after listening to them, I'm like, I need to ask you guys this question: if a woman gets pregnant and she does not want to keep the baby, you know, and she goes ahead to ask her partner, and she's like, "Hey, I wanna, I don't wanna keep the baby. I wanna take off the baby. I'm not ready for whatever reason." And the man says, "No, you are not doing that." Mm? Does she still have the right to go ahead and remove that baby? That's the question. That is the question because I watched a podcast that was talking about that, and I kind of liked. I listened to them and I understood what they were saying, but I'm like, okay, let me ask it here and let's see what you guys are gonna say. Let's see what you guys are gonna say. For me, I feel like it's very, very important that a woman who is giving birth to a child is ready to take care of that child. Because me, I think I have a lot of trauma in my life, and that trauma has made me to be very, very cautious of people who give birth when they are not ready to take care of that child. Because my mind is now telling me that, oh, if this woman should give birth to this child and she already said she does not want this baby, she's not gonna love that child. What if, okay, let's just use the word, what if she doesn't love that child? What if she now decides to make the child suffer the consequences of her not being able to make that decision by herself? What if she is not emotionally available already to cater for a child? What if she's not financially buoyant enough to take care of the child? There are so many what ifs in my head that I just feel like at the end of the day, she needs to make that choice, by herself. So, but then what I have to say generally is that people need to be careful. People need to be careful. And what I mean by being careful is women need to be more careful about getting pregnant, because at the end of the day, I feel like once you now get pregnant, that decision is no longer for you alone. You might have the upper hand, but it's now also for the two of you who were involved in that pregnancy. And he needs to be considered as well, you know. But at the same time, I don't feel like if a woman is not ready to bring in the child, I don't think that she should be forced, because the repercussion of that can be very, very heavy on the child, which is also not encouraged. So it's like, where do we stand in this? Where do we stand in this? Because it's crazy. The only place I feel in my head that we should stand is on the ground of being careful, please. Okay? If you know you're not ready to cater for a child, you should not be getting pregnant. That's what I have to say. Honestly, shouldn't be getting pregnant so that you don't have to be in that dilemma of making such huge decision, right? That affects both parties and even the child that is yet to be born. So it's crazy.